And a very good morning to you from paradise here, Pacific Beach, California. I hope you all are having a wonderful Friday. TGIF. And I'll tell you guys, finally caught up with Marshall this morning. As I said last night, we don't ever really boondock in this. His parameters for boondocking are much more intense than mine are. Meaning that he's more of a high profile. Oh, reconnecting there. Yeah, I don't know what happened with, once in a while Verizon just bugs out. Winnie Mousetoes, good morning. His parameters for boondocking are much more intense than mine are. Like I say, I can put mine in front of the police station and I don't think I'd have a lot of issues. And I think as time goes on, Marshall appreciates more and more the good qualities of Little Rascal for boondocking. It's just they're not as hard.
Yeah.
Yep. And it makes it nice. So where did you end up last night relative to, say, the beach? Were you 1 mile out, 2 miles out?
I was probably about a half mile, a little over a half mile away from the beach area. And I was in a house area where there's residential, just houses. And I parked there, and there was more parking over there than there was here on this side of Rosie's at, where there's more condos.
How many miles would you say you were out from?
I would say from where
we're a half a mile from the beach here.
Oh, half a mile from the beach here. So I would say probably about another half a mile.
Okay.
And I was in an area where there's more houses, so the parking was much more prevalent. There was more parking. So I guess you would kind of stick out more and not blend in more, but it was more quiet. And where Rosie was at on this side, where there's more condos and apartments, it was packed like sardine cans over here. And I had, I was parked on the side street, and there was a driveway in front of me. There's 3 cars just packed in there, and it was too.
Hey, WW.
It was too. I'm too close to comfort for people. I don't want to be that close. And Rosie's rig is stealth, and you park in front of somebody's apartment. I mean, it was way too many people. It was way too packed, and so Rosie chose to stay on this side, which with her vehicle it doesn't matter. She can be anywhere. So, but yeah, there are regulations here on parking for all of you people. I was told I saw a sign last night saying. No parking between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. in a certain area. Then I saw another sign this morning in a certain residential area. Some of the signs just say street cleaning. Some of them say you have to have a permit in this area, and if you park here, we'll ticket you or tow you, and it says the name G4S Security. I can't believe that G4S Security, which is a private security company, I used to work for them. I was wrongfully terminated by them, by the way. That was my last security job. They patrol the public streets. They have a contract with the city of San Diego, I guess, to get ticketed or towed, because I guess the cops are doing something else, or maybe that guy that was a parking enforcement officer, maybe he was.
But see, the reason Walmart here, and you find in California, it's the rare, maybe way in the Inland Empire there, way in the hills or way out in the desert, they welcome RVs more because of the monetary trade. They don't need it at these Walmarts.
Right.
Here. And they would become an instant magnet for people, and then you'd have to have management fighting all the time with people, and that's a lousy part of the job. So it's virtually impossible to park at a Walmart here, because I can guarantee you the cops go through regular patrols.
One thing I wanted to say last night that I want to add to this subject, I was parked on a private property last night, and I saw this old Class C from the 70s, and there was like 4, 5, 6 bicycles outside of it, and I guess this guy was fixing a bunch of bicycles, right? And anyway, the business that we were at, it closes at 1, that I was at, it closes at 1 in the morning, and Rosie's like, well, we can't park there, they're going to throw everybody out at 1 in the morning, we got it, we can't be, they're going to clear it out. And then all of a sudden I was talking to this guy, and another guy walks out of the RV, and they look like they're, really, the RV looks like a dump in there, like it's a hoarder dump. And all of a sudden, another woman walks out of the RV, pretty good-looking BBW, and then she shakes my hand. She says, "What's your name?" I said, "I'm Elvis." And there was two other guys out there, bicycle people, and they're all fixing these bicycles. And some of the people there on the bicycles, I guess, were homeless, and the other ones were in this garbage RV, whatever. It was weird. Anyways, I asked these people, I'm like, "Where do you park at?" And they gave me two places where RVers park at. I'm not going to name those places. But they said there's two places where it's known in San Diego where they park at, and they recommended that I don't park on private property or around here that I could get ticketed or towed. So,
Missy Jenn in the house. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning, Missy Jenn. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with people. That tidbit last night from these weird homeless bicycle. I mean, it was just some weird. The hobos here are very weird. The people here are very weird. I don't know. They got California babblers. They got these guys and with
what we call CBs.
Yeah, the people here that are into
the
tent lifestyle and bicycle and homeless and even some of the RVers. These guys are really whacked out. They're really whacked out. I mean, so it was interesting. So I just wanted to share that with people. That was kind of weird. But,
yeah, my biggest problem wasn't I know I can always stealth in any neighborhood, and I'm not messy. I'm very clean. I don't ever throw stuff on the ground. I would never do anything to trash any neighborhood or anything.
You gonna leave the AC on, Rosa?
Huh? Cool. Yeah,
I just want to say lastly about the subject. I've got a preview of the homeless people in California and just the prevalence of RVers. And I've seen videos of Skid Row. We've all seen videos of Skid Row in LA.
Hey, Shimon.
This is a preview of how bad it is and how bad it could be in Los Angeles. We haven't even seen where they're at by the stadium here, but this is a preview of you know, if you go to Los Angeles, I guess it will look like it's the end of the world, right?
I mean, if you park, San Diego allows. You know, the problem got so out of hand here with, you know, especially older RVs, and that they have overflow parking lot at the stadium here, and they dedicated that to homeless and people that have RVs and things. But the problem is, if you park in that area, say with a generator on the back of your, on the rack and stuff, and if you go away for 24 hours, 30, I guarantee you come back,
that'll be,
you know, the people know that your tires are very expensive.
Right.
You'll be lucky if the thing is on blocks, right? I mean, they'll just jack each wheel and remove the tire and just lower it to the ground. And your generator would be gone. I mean, that's a guarantee. I don't care if they had to sit there all day with on hardened steel with a hacksaw, they would get that thing off of there. So that's not really a viable alternative to be over in that area, because you're just asking for trouble. You know, there's people with a high monetary need that and I don't want to say just a small percentage of them might do something like that. So why would you risk it to park in these areas?
So are the people that are there, are they tent people or are they car
people? They're a combination of everything.
There's
People that need to sleep in their cars, which I feel like, you know, I'm sorry that they're in that state to do that, but some people, you know, can't afford a down payment for, you know, the first month's rent and then a security deposit equivalent to a month's rent. Around here, you have to come up with $4,000, so it's almost impossible. It's impossible. So people get reduced to, how you doing, JK? People get reduced to living in their cars, and it's not safe, especially if you're a single woman and maybe you have a kid or two. And it becomes really a difficult proposition. And
so it's people that are just down on their luck and they're not making enough money and they have to live in the vehicle.
Hey, Julie.
Because they can't afford rent, right?
How you doing, Shannon? Very good stuff that you put up. She did paper cutout dolls of us on her channel. Good day, JJ. Hey, Carlos, what's going on? Carlos Martinez in the chat. So for me, you know, I came here, as I've told Marshall, this is an important, you know, week to 10 days for me to have my time here. Missy Jenn's infusion is going to allow me a little extra time in Southern California, so I might be able to do the LA swing for a couple days, depending on how things go in Los Algodones. It's probably going to be an overnight. His final stuff, his Hey Ted, is not going to be done. And hey Diane, how you doing, honey? His stuff. Yeah, I know it is, Diane, and I know you're working hard. I know you got your daughter, but
Yeah.
Los is going to probably be a 2-day proposition down there. So, you know, the sooner to get in and out of there, the better, especially if you want to see LA and be around Los Angeles, the area there. It's a very easy place to boondock there. Your only requirement will be how safe is the area that you choose to be in.
That's the thing, yeah.
Because basically, in my opinion, the LA police have abandoned that function of going around and, you know, it's just too big. It's
so
3 million people. It's 3 times the city of 3 times.
But you have to be aware of safety though.
Yeah,
in
safety.
LA is, but
Exactly.
So one thing I just wanted to touch on real quick.
Good morning, Jocelyn.
And are you? We know that Rosie likes to come to San Diego. She comes every year. She might come one week
Christina.
or 2 weeks, or so. Are you? If you come solo, I mean, I know if you come with Missy Jenn, you're going to get a hotel.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
If you were to return solo to San Diego, would you come back and sleep in the van to save the hundreds of dollars on the hotel, or would you pony up for a hotel?
No, I would definitely stay in the van.
Right.
As long as I can attend to hygiene on a daily basis, and as long as I can get a decent night's sleep, which I did last night. I went to bed about 1:30 and got up around 7 o'clock this morning, which was a long rest for me. Then I'd do the van, because now you're in what I call prime money boondocking. If I stay a week here, then I'm talking about $1,700 or so.
That's a lot of money.
A week to 10 days that you're saving.
That's a lot of money
down here.
Yep.
Plus, I'm not being a bum. I'm putting money into the economy here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not. I don't have a cop out on the street asking for anything. I'm sure I could make big money if I did something like that. But it's not my style to do that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, when I see all this,
I am going to at least, only one restaurant a day, and usually trying to find a cheapy deal. Like last night with spaghetti and meatballs, and a meatball. And that's the way I like to do it. So I'm actually putting money in the economy. Yeah, I'm not putting money into hotels with the 13.5% occupancy tax on top of that. How you doing, Lee? You have 2 cups. You have 2 cups, and they are cups. I'm not sure what that.
I just bought this iced coffee, and they charged me a 5% bottle tax. What is that all about?
Well, California collects a tax on cans and bottles of 5 cents. This is where the ban on plastic bags started in California.
Oh, I see. Is that what it's all about?
Yeah, you see any plastic bags on the street or anything? It immediately reduced. If you have to pay 10 cents a bag, it immediately reduced the bags floating around and get caught in sewers and never degrade for years. So they've had the bottle tax for a long time. So it also supports the economy of the street people that need to make money collecting cans, and they can turn them into recycle centers.
What's the taxes here in San Diego for buying goods?
I think it's probably at least something on the order of 7 or 8% down here. We're 8.75% in Santa Rosa there. So, Missy Jenn, is that now? There was PB Sushi. I'm not sure if that's the place you mean, Missy Jenn. PB Sushi, where we had 2 experiences. One was positive. One was, if you get the special, it's great. But I haven't been up there. I'm going to be honest with you. Sushi's not really in my budgetary plans down here. I try to limit my one meal a day to $15 or below. And sushi would be up around $25, $30 for something like that. So unless you can find a really special deal where you have to eat at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, which I don't like to do, then it's a difference. El Cajon's 8.25, La Mesa 8.5.
If you want to do sushi,
yeah, how you like the gas prices here?
Oh, they're crazy. But if you want to do sushi, why not go to a Japanese hibachi buffet and get all you can eat sushi?
Well, I'm just saying that's still going to run you 25, 30, and I can't really eat that much. I don't really eat that much.
Right.
I can't remember the last time I did a buffet. That's Mr. X's deal,
He's Mr.
The
Golden Corral.
Corral. You see kids at the Golden Corral, they have a chocolate fountain, they're putting their whole hand in with an ice cream cone.
You know Mr. X's favorite boondocking spot, right? Cracker Barrels.
Yeah.
There are no Cracker Barrels here, Mr. X.
Yeah, Mr. X is so adventurous when it comes to boondocking and living. Carlo says they're trying to pass another sugar tax in Chicago. Building a casino downtown and Duke's closed down in Bridgeview. Yeah, get some Taco Bell. And Missy Jenn's been doing some reviews. She did Tia Maria Bakery there in the hood.
So Missy Jenn has been here. I know she's been here several times. She's been here, right?
Yep.
What does Missy Jenn like about San Diego? What does she like about
me being here with her?
Uh-huh.
She likes to chooch on the boardwalk area where I walked up last night. She enjoys the beach a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think she enjoys the vibe of Pacific Beach and the total change of spirit, say in NorCal compared to
right.
SoCal. Now Diane, life with Diane, she lives down here and she's a single mom doing it with her daughter. And
yeah.
I'm just thinking, think about facing those gas prices and the cost of living down here in the stores, and you have a lot of fuel.
You know, I wanted to touch on this Northern California thing. Like Missy Jenn, you said she likes the spirit down here.
She likes the board.
So when I see all these people on skateboards, it reminds me of Whiskey OG. When I see all these, surfer dudes, that's Southern California. You don't get that in Northern. You see the surfer dudes, you see the skateboards. You see the people walking their dogs, everybody's in shape. Everybody's, everybody's in their spandex, they're in shape, And you see all this
everybody's
energy.
fit.
Everybody's fit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you see, all the high rollers and the bars and all that, and it just reminds you, it hits you southern, like, Hulk Hogan, Venice Beach, like larger than life characters, right?
Yeah.
And with Northern California, where Rosie's at, it just reminds me of, well, I know she says there's wine country up there. We know that, but in most parts of Santa Rosa, it just reminds me of.
I see you on the side chat there, Diane. How you doing, Uber?
It just reminds me of.
No, he's not been to NorCal. So
it reminds me of just taco.
There is surfing at near the.
It just reminds me of taco trucks and homeless people and garbage. That was all I've seen. It just, it's a whole different feel of Northern. I like Southern California hands down.
Well, I told you, you were in Arizona, which is a very red state.
Right.
Then you come into California, which is an extremely blue state, and it's a totally different philosophy of governance.
And that's
It's a philosophy of no matter what you have, we're going to try to treat you with dignity, and
right.
But don't push the red line.
And touching on that real quick, when you said red state, blue state, I talked to nomads in Arizona. And Prescott is a very red area, and the Native American reservation and the city are against RVers. But they said if you go to Tucson or Flagstaff or Mesa, that it's more blue. It's more Democrats and liberals, and they're more RV friendly, as opposed to Phoenix and Prescott being more conservative.
Today's going to be immediately after this hangout, I'm going to go find a place to park and hit the beach today. It's going to be a full beach day. Tonight will be an alternative area to hang out in this evening. And then tomorrow it'll be off to Tijuana. Now for Diane and anybody else, Lisa who is in the area, I think Fortunate Adventure, I'm going to be around all week next week. So plenty of time to meet up. If you want to meet up Sunday, that would be cool. So I'm just putting that out there that I'm not leaving the area for quite a period of time here. Can you see the cucaracha? I don't know, but
what do you think about tonight? Be a poppin' night to be in Hillcrest, right?
Yeah,
Saturday
I think
night.
That would be a great time. It's a Friday night to be over in the
Friday
Hillcrest area. Would be good because it was late night by the time we rolled in. It was an epic stream last night. I think it ended up being 5 hours. Going to Coronado Island, looking at the San Diego skyline, walking around the Del Coronado Hotel a little bit. What else? The long chooch I did on the boardwalk area. And for Dror, you may think it's boring, my friend. but to a lot of people, it's excellent.
So
excellent
what is it like
content.
when you go inside of downtown San Diego? What's there? You actually
I
go
don't
into
know.
the
It's
court.
businesses.
Right.
It's just life. It's the business of San Diego downtown is business. You know.
It's not a nightlife area.
No, it's not really a night. It's more
Right.
so towards the harbor. You have bars along the harbor.
Oh, okay. Like for the business people and stuff?
Are you guys scared, Tasha? No, I'm not scared of Tasha. Anybody that would resort to physicality because of things on YouTube.
I gotta say that San Diego is the coolest place I've ever been to. This place is unbelievable.
Well, I think the weather, you can see why people get attracted here because of the weather.
The weather
And
is
the humidity.
The weather is perfect. There's so many things to do. There's so much nightlife. There's so much food. You're close to the border to Tijuana. This
Thank
is
you,
like
VW.
this is the best place to live in the country right here. This is the best. I've never seen a better city. It's got the best of everything. The food, culture, people, water. You got hills and mountains if you want to go up to the, I mean, it's got everything. This is the best place.
Yeah, the last
I love
night
it.
was, it was a very great, it was one of the better streams recently, and people got to ride through downtown and all around. We ended up at the Hillcrest area, but things were pretty much shut down. I mean, I'd like to try some Vietnamese pho. I saw Xiao Long Bao, which is a Shanghainese dish that I really love at one of the restaurants there. That would be really cool to have some of that. It's been too long since I've had that. The food is great here.
Rosie has
Hey, Survivor. Yeah, I know. I got to get my Chinese.
Rosie has to get her Italian and Chinese food fix. She really loves, those are her two favorite foods, but Chinese, you know, is
Hi,
number one.
Kathleen. How are you?
Rosie loves Chinese. We all know she loves Chinese, you know.
I love it. And there was a specialty item in one place that I could not believe that they make it because it's very time consuming to make that particular dish. So I guarantee you I'm going to have some of that tonight.
Yeah.
Of course I'd meet Black Bigot. I've spoken to him on the phone before. So he knows me. I know him. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
he
I'm
was
looking-
in Baltimore. He did a video about Baltimore and something about racist stuff. Hey, man, welcome to Baltimore. You know, it's like it's a tough town. It is a very tough town. Come up to Westminster, Little Saigon. Yeah, there you go, Diane. Diane's
Well,
in Orange County, which is the one county north.
Oh yeah,
of, San
Yosemite
Diego.
knew a lot about this area, right? She was giving you a lot of information, right, last night?
Keep right. He's on the. He'll update. Black Bigot's headed. Yeah, that's fine. He's always welcome to come and visit. He's welcome to boondock on the properties, and I enjoy him. His content. He's kind of become. He's doing TMZ stuff on his channel, reporting on what happens to stars. And one day he hit it with a. Some rapper was gunned down. I can't remember his name, and he had to put a video up, and it got
a lot of
mega
views, right?
views, and then
Right.
all of a sudden he shifted his whole channel to do that. No, I don't. Hey, look, I don't have any problem. You know, I have nothing. Let me just say this
Yeah.
about Tasha. I have nothing against Tasha. I've typically gotten along well, but you can't tell other people how to run their lives, and you can't extrapolate something that D might do and then say, oh, because A hangs with B and B hangs with C, therefore A is equivalent to C. It doesn't work that. It doesn't work that way.
One thing
I don't know what stress, but I'm just saying I got nothing against. You know, I don't like people with very foul mouths like Melton, who will come on and do videos and curse. I don't enjoy that kind of content at all. The real challenge is to see if you can verbalize something without gutter talk. That's the real challenge, and boy, is to get on there and make your point without cursing and without being rambling and without being all disconnected. And you know, that's the point. So I don't have any issue.
One thing I wanted to ask Rosie, I was surprised when she told me that she watches Black Bigot, because I know that he's buddies with D-Dubs, but he really doesn't do food reviews. He does a little bit of urban exploration, a little bit of that, but not really walk
The thing is,
chooching.
he
He'll do
moves
drive
a lot.
chooching.
he drives,
Yeah.
you know, end up in Baltimore. I don't know whether he was in Baltimore or commented. Maybe he commented on something.
But he doesn't really do walk chooching. He'll do driving chooching. He'll talk about the stars,
Mr.
like she
Z.
says.
Yeah.
But I was just surprised that she said that she watches him. Is it? Are you watching him because you actually like his content, or because he's like buddies with D?
Well, it was
what is it that you like about him?
I've been subscribed to him,
right.
but I didn't watch his stuff too. You know, he got kind of TMZ, and I don't really care about celebrities or what's going on. But when he went up and met D, then I became more interested in where's he going to go now and what he's going to do. And I might also mention, tragically, I'm not going to give details or anything. It's not my place, but because D went public with it,
oh, he did?
I believe on Colleen's chat last night, that unfortunately his family home in Michigan burned to the ground on Tuesday night. So it was a total loss. Vehicles. He sent me the pictures. Kind of sad because I just think, hey, I was just there in July, you know, spending time, and his family was very kind to me, and we, you know, was able to boondock on the property, do hangouts, and sadly that home has just burned to the ground. It's just one of those things. That's all the details I'm going to give because that's all that he mentioned. So I did want to put that out there, that my thoughts are with his wonderful family out there. It's a lot to take on. It saddens me because I was there and I spent time there. I spent 2 days up in that. Really bad news. Really bad.
Did he reveal that on the panel or on the side chat?
He was on the. You know, he had told me Wednesday night. But it's not my business to reveal things. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't get news and then, I can't wait to drop this news. I respect people's privacy. Right. And when I was watching a replay of Colleen's, he had come in and posted on the side that this tragedy had occurred last night. So at that point, I feel free to mention that.
I see. Okay.
You know, so so it's really, nobody got hurt. You know, one of the folks is an elderly gentleman there, so it's lucky he made it out. But there was a lot of memorabilia, a lot of a tremendous amount of collectible Star Wars and other Star Trek stuff there. Had to be worth a fortune. It went up in
collectible thing.
Yeah, really super collectible from the era, not later issue, but original stuff. Carlos, to my knowledge, D wasn't at the property. I believe D is still in Las Vegas, so I'm not going to disclose his travel plans. Like I said, I never feel like it's my place to jump the shark with people and come out and tell what's going on. But we do communicate on the regular, and you know, just I'm kind of in shock because I was there and I did spend time with his family, and it was.
You know what, Rosie? It amazes me that these people here, it amazes me. Everybody that you look at here in Southern California, these people look so good, like they just came out of a magazine, right? How in shape they are, right? These people are really in tip-top
shape here. Really in shape here. So
everybody looks like a model, basically.
Yep, they do.
But
all this Star Wars stuff was memorabilia, and you know, there was a lot of just a lot of sentimental stuff went up. There was, you know, as you guys remember, when we did a hangout up there, accidentally some sugar bowl top broke when we were doing a hangout, and he's like, "Oh, that's been in my family for 280 years or something like that." I don't know. I think it was an S&H Green Stamps sugar bowl. I don't know, but a lot of things of sentimental value.
So I guess all you D-Dubs fans out there want to know, is Rosie going to reunite with D-Dubs in Vegas again?
Well, we'll wait and see.
They're waiting.
We shall.
You guys miss him, don't you?
we shall wait and see what the heck happens. But you know, I mean, my heart goes out to D. He truly is a man living in a van who is homeless, but not, you know, houseless, but not homeless. So that will be his.
Are we gonna meet up with Mr. Z in Vegas?
Yeah. Mr. Z is in Vegas. Yeah, you'll definitely see him.
Is that Shannon Studer?
Shannon's been in here. What's up, Jordan Blue? How you doing? My beggar time. He says a prayer for.
I'm actually feeling better today, Jordan Blue. I didn't have any pain last night. The
Let's
Prilosec
get the
is
health
kicking.
update because
I'm feeling
I could
much.
tell it was kind of waning a little bit. The symptomology.
Yeah. Last night I was in pain on and off. And then I got a good night's sleep. Wasn't in pain. And the Prilosec and Tums are really kicking in right now, especially the Prilosec, like Rosie's saying. So I got her advice, and I got my doctor's friend's advice in Michigan, the Divine Healer, and they both recommended Prilosec, and I'm going to give it a shot. It's working better now, and so I'm going to stick with that. And you know, if my condition changes, I'm going to see what the doctor recommends to me. So. That's good news. I'm feeling better.
How's your feet after walking last night?
My feet?
Yeah, you don't have the best shoes for, you know. When
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
look down and we're gonna choose, and I see you have the prison flip flops on. They're not comfortable for walking.
Yeah, today I'm gonna bring my choo-choo shoes and socks. I'm gonna get ready because Rosie's gonna want to chooch. So, are we gonna chooch? I don't know where we're gonna chooch at. Again, by the beach or?
Well, I'm gonna just be set up on the. Yeah, I got
this guy is right.
Working man here doing his thing in the parking lot here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be spending the day on the beach today, and then I think plan tonight would be to go over and explore the
Hillcrest area. That'll be interesting Friday night. Yeah, that'll be really fun. That's a really happening crowd there. Yeah.
So that's nice because I get my full beach day today, and it did look like a very cool area. I did have an encounter with one gentleman on my stream last night that kind of freaked Marshall out on there because the guy was
the guy was drunk. Yeah, and I think he got too close for comfort.
He started getting a little aggressive and everything. So
yeah, so that's why I don't engage with drunks.
Rosie lets anybody into her personal space bubble and it's fine. You
know,
I don't up in my grill.
Well, Rosie is from the streets, and everybody knows that. I mean, Rosie's from the streets. She knows. You always keep an arm's length distance away. You don't want anybody coming into your personal space. And this guy came right up on Rosie, and I said to myself, I can't believe that she let him do that. Since he's from the streets, I would never let anybody come within my personal space. They can read my body language. He didn't come up to me.
In fact, he wanted to camp on my cam show, and I can't have somebody just camp on my show that I don't want to be, did not want him to be, but okay, you got your 5 minutes of whatever, so it's time to move on, and he got kind of mad that he got cut out of the show all of a sudden.
Exactly. And to me, it's all about body language and facial gestures, and this guy, he didn't come up to me because he knew that he wasn't going to get anywhere with me. Because I put out a vibe like, hey, don't mess with me, don't get close to me and stuff. But Rosie's very inviting person. She'll let anybody in her bubble. And I recommended to her if she keeps on doing that it's gonna be a problem. Or people are gonna
I don't know, Lee. It's very disconcerting to me.
So
yeah, I hear you, Lee. There's a lot of functional problems occurring with the United States Treasury and the Federal Reserve right now. They're having problems rolling over debt right now. They say it's a technical problem going on with the banking, the reserve system now. So, but it's a little complicated to get in on the hangout. But I'm keeping an eye on that.
I just wanted to mention real quick on the news. They just built this huge big border wall by Oda Mesa, which is close here by Tijuana. and Trump was saying this is a problem that we have a lot of people coming in from this side, bad people. I don't know if all these Mexican people are bad people, but they're saying that Tijuana is a dangerous area. So I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. What do you guys think about this border wall going up? Are you guys for it? Do we need it? Is this like, you know?
To me, it's a no-brainer. I mean, do you have the right to protect your sovereign borders? I don't know any nation that allows free passage of people, except into Mexico. But, there's federales on the other side of the fence. They do inspect cars when you pull into Los Algodones. There's a random thing that just randomizes, and you pull off and you get inspected. Your vehicle, I can't imagine Mexico would have porous borders, but they do in the southern part. But most countries, try doing that in Switzerland, going over there and complaining that I can't get into Switzerland and it's a human rights situation. Try doing that in those countries.
But what my main question for the people is we have a huge border between America and Mexico, starting from Texas all the way here to Tijuana. And what are which areas do we need the wall to be built first, where it's the most dangerous, where the bad guys are coming in? I don't know. That's the question. Is it?
I have no idea.
Because you got a lot of border crossings in Texas, and so.
To me, I don't know. I haven't been down on. I've only been at border crossings, and they're heavily. They have double fencing, and there's border patrol that rides between the two fences, and there's all kinds of very sensitive infrared scanners. There's dogs that run loose through that area. We've seen guys a couple miles away from the border patrol watching stuff. We've hit various border patrol checkpoints at places like that, and that's been a fact of life in California for years. If you haven't hit the thumbs up this morning, please do so. I think I have a lot of my pals in here this morning, much appreciated. And yesterday was really great support on the stream, and I really appreciated those who record number of people tipped that on the PayPal last night, thus proving if you bring content, people will support that. And I think that's what it's all about on YouTube. No offense to Marshall, but to just do a state of the steering wheel address, and it's not the kind of thing that I think is great content on YouTube. But it's his channel, and he can do things what he wants. I don't really care, but I'm just saying I want to thank those of you who were so kind last night. Let's see, electronics, and there's all kinds of things down there. I mean, you don't want to try to violate a border, especially around border areas. It would be the lowest incident. Yeah, you got it. That's right, Lee. I think you got to bring content. You got to take people places they haven't or would not be able to go, either because it might be a little on the risky side or it's highly entertaining, and there's different.
I think the majority of your viewers have never been to Mexico, right?
Of course, I think
majority of
very
them.
Very few people have, except for maybe a cruise to Cancun or Mazatlan or Acapulco and places like that. So let's see, work on the farm, harvest time. Thank you very much, Yasmin. Nice to see you, sweetie. And I want to give a shout out to Yasmin Jade 75 on here. Let's give her some subs and support. She's a lovely gal from the Manchester area over in the UK. She's met my friend Nicole G. They've hung out. She is now doing hangouts on YouTube. It would be nice to see her. She's, I'm kind of a low rider in the trans community, I admit that. But then you have people like Missy Jenn and Jasmine that are very elegant. They're female in every sense of the word of living their life like that, and I think she has a lot to offer. Harvey's usually a co-host on there, Harvey Staples De Niro.
So what's her channel again?
Her name is Yasmin 75. I want to get it right. You can see her. Just post in the side chat. Hi, Goldie. I'd really like to give her a shout out because she's she's really starting to do things. She's up in it. There she is, Yasmin Jade 75. If you can post her link in the side chat, if you guys could sub up. If you want to see trans the right way.
So she's
as
very
opposed to the,
so she's very feminine and passable.
Yeah, well, she's a lovely gal.
Right.
I don't sit there and judge people. I'm just saying, yeah, she has a very nice look to her. She's very elegant. She chooses her, the way she expresses herself is very, very classy.
And she's in Manchester with Nicole.
Yeah. Scottish lived in Mexico. Hey, Johnny, thank you for your nice comment last night.
Who says he lived in Mexico?
Scottish Saren lived in Mexico.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, Yasmin's
Puerto
very nice.
Vallarta. Yeah, that's cool.
And hit that link and sub her up on there, and let's give her some. Yeah, she's saying hi to you. Yasmin is saying hi. Yasmin,
how you doing, Yasmin?
75. I've had the pleasure of just listening to some of her streams on the replay, and they talk very. And Harvey's.
I got
funny on the streams. And
oh,
stuff,
really?
like,
Okay, I'll check that out. But
yeah,
I just want to say this real quick. The weather here, not only is it so bright and sunny and low humidity, you get this continuous breeze off the Pacific Ocean, and it feels like just having a fan on you. So if you guys have never experienced this weather, it's just, you have to come down here and see it just for the weather. It really is amazing.
It is. Yeah, I don't know. They're just saying unblock some people. So.
Well, I had to block some trolls that were trolling me, so.
Well, I don't know. Some people have been blocked out on my channel that I'm kind of surprised that they got the block. So I need to go into the list and straighten that out. So, Carlos, I can't tell people what, this is 2019, and I don't tell anybody really what to do on their channel anymore. It's a losing proposition. Because you take somebody out of their natural course of what they've developed as, and you try to tell them to repackage is something else, and it doesn't stick. It doesn't happen. So authenticity, I think, is what the key is to YouTube. And then people either like it or dislike it based on what they see, and they can subscribe or unsubscribe.
Rosie is actually so chilly now. She actually put her window up.
Yeah, I did, because I'm
the
in the
breeze.
shade. I'm in the shade here.
Yeah.
And so for that, I like a chat that's open, that people can chat unless it's something really horrific, which my moderators always take care of. Like I say, they're not fans of Marshall, but they understand this is my stream, so they're gonna.
I said last night on mine, I said, if you want to troll my chat, you're not welcome here. I'm going to block you. And if you want to go to Rosie's chat, her chat is open, but you're not going to come into my chat. So
but remember,
I don't feed into the trolls. The trolls don't do anything for my channel.
Hi, Janice. So, well, for me,
there's no point of feeding.
For me, a channel is always evolving. In other words, there's people that maybe start out with vintage audio, renovation projects, travel stuff, and maybe they don't like the way the channel direction's moving. They leave. They go off. They unsub and they move on. But at the same time, there's other people that come on and absolutely love the direction that the channel's going, and that's what brings them.
And this is the thing now. There's always new people watching me, and Rosie knows that. She met one guy that was one of my new fans on Las Algodonas. So if I cater to the trolls and just keep on feeding them and feeding them and feeding them, and let them to come on the side chat, what that's going to do is it's going to make the new people uncomfortable to come out of the woodwork and support. So why would I want to feed the troll machine when that troll machine is like a buffer zone that blocks the new people coming in from this revolving door YouTube where there's always new people watching? There's no point of keep on feeding the troll machine, because it's not going to get you anywhere in the end.
Hi, Jeremy.
All it's going to do is just have them take over your side chat, and it doesn't. It's not good for business to feed into them. So that's why I said
I'm very appreciative. I'm getting ready to close in on 22,500 subs will be coming up soon, and I'm looking forward. I think travel always starts to increase the subs that come out, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So my final point is there's people that have come through with a different way, but then new things, channels always moving in new directions. And don't interrupt me. Going in and moving in new directions, and it's going to be natural that you're going to lose some, you're going to gain some, because as many people comment and say they don't like, either hanging with Marshall, whether there's a lot of people that comment that are telling me they do enjoy the content, and it is a very fun experience to be at, especially if you're trying to boondock with other people and live life on the daily and show people the sights. But I'm saying I understand people. So what did you want to say?
I just want to say that you're always going to have people who, it's not about me, and it's not really about you, it's about the content.
Good morning,
people want to see content. Now, everybody has a different taste and flavor of what they want to see. So my point is that, and I'm just saying this in a nutshell, it's like some people, it's not about, some people like you, but some people like to see a certain content that you like to do. So all I'm saying is, my point is that people might not like the van life, or they might not like RVs or Class Bs, but they like the content that you make, the travel aspect of it, the different things that you're showing, So it doesn't matter if you do it with me or with D or with anybody else. They're here to see the content. And so, all I want to do is, I'm not trying to tell Rosie what to do or how to run her channel. I just want to suggest her to do different things than what she usually does. Show different places. Like we went to Hillcrest. She's never been to Hillcrest. She came here several times. She's came to the beach and went to Coronado. So I'm trying to get her, just suggest to her, go to places that you haven't been before. See something different. See something new that you haven't done before. Like Tijuana. She's never really done content recently on that. So that's all my suggestion is. I'm not trying to tell her what to do and run her channel. I'm just trying to suggest new things. That's all. And like I said, as far as the trolls out there that are watching, Rosie accepts anybody to come in. It's an open chat for her. For me, I just want to say this. For me personally,
thank you, Christina.
For me personally, I like to have a personal.
Missy Jenn.
Yeah, for me personally, I just want to have a personal relationship with all my viewers. I want to know who they are, where they're from, and how long they've been watching, and if they will support me. That's the way that I run my channel. Rosie runs her channel a different way. Rosie, it's kind of like a little bit of a free-for-all, right? You let everybody
I'm very lucky,
right,
that the support base I have is 90% positive. Okay,
right.
In other words, most people don't come onto my chat to troll me. Most people come on to participate in a positive way on the stream. They have regular people they see on the chats here. And unfortunately, your chat is one that I can't say it's really a positive side chat that's on there.
So that's why I'm getting rid of them. That's why
I'm saying, but in a week you'll unban everybody. The whole cycle will start again. And then, Marshall, I mean, to my opinion, people are just wise to the banning and unbanning. The King's Freedom Day, you get a free pass.
I just want to say this.
If you do something, you carry it out for a long term.
People always misunderstand my chat. I'm not there. I don't run Elvis Travels to feed the troll machine. I said it last time. I spent over an hour and a half last night banning probably 300 trolls, and I told them, don't come to my channel. Go to Rosie's channel. Go to somebody else's channel. My channel is not a feeding frenzy to feed the troll machine. People misunderstand that. They think it is.
All right, well,
But it's not. That's why I'm saying that it's not.
Let me ask you this. Of the 300 people that got banned off last night, would you unblock those people?
No.
Never.
Never. I'm done. I'll never. The only way I'll unblock.
Won't have a.
No.
You know.
I blocked them for a reason.
Repentance Day. I mean, you're noted for having them.
The reason I unblock people sometimes because the moderators block a lot of people that shouldn't be blocked. But now I don't have any moderators with Mr. X, and I don't need any. There's no point of banning somebody who's going to come in, and that's what people misunderstand. My chat is not a troll chat. They keep on coming in, but it's not like that I'm inviting them in. I don't know why people always say that it's a feeding frenzy for comments or side chats for the trolls. I keep on banning them, but they keep on coming back with different names. So
yeah,
it's not that I'm inviting them in.
Creating new accounts, which is new subs to you, and it's, you know, to me it artificially grows the subscriber base because people have to create multiple accounts to be able to get at you in the chat. So to me, it's also kind of a losing proposition. But like I say, look, we each live with our own channel legacy as we go forward. It's fine, you know.
Well,
like I say, this is 2019. You structure stuff however you want to do it. Whatever works for you, I shake your hand and say that's great. You're happy about the way things are going. I'm beyond telling people what to do on the channel. Like I say, I'm here to bring content and to.
I'm willing to take of what you said right now about people making new accounts. The trolls that are making new accounts to attack me are not subscribing. They're making new accounts. It actually says that 50% of my viewers are not subscribed to me. So the ones that keep on making the accounts to attack me are not subscribing. They're just making accounts and not subscribing.
Well, but how do they know when you go live?
They can just type me in manually.
So every hour they're supposed to do an Elvis watch to see if you're live.
Now
doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Now Rosie says that. A lot of people say that the majority of people that are subscribed to me are trolls. I'm willing to take, and now that she said that, and a lot of people have been saying that for years, I'm willing to take a notepad and a pen, and I'm willing to spend hours on this to prove you trolls wrong. I'm willing to write down the name of every person that's subscribed to me that can admit publicly on a side chat that they're not my troll, that they are a real subscriber to Elvis Travels. I'm willing to do that because people have been saying that for years and saying, oh, these are just people, trolls resubscribing to you, and that's how you're growing your subscribers. How do you know that? How can somebody make this a statement like that? How does everybody know each individual person?
How you doing, Kenny guy? Well,
that they're trolls.
Okay, I want to end that talk now. That's fine. Like I said, this is 2019. I do enjoy. Almost had an accident there. I'm not telling anybody what to do.
But that's something that I want to
give
address.
An observation. It's fine.
Because they've been talking, not only you, the hundreds of people.
You addressed it. That's fine.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't have any issue with that. You run things the way that you want to run it. I'm just saying, you know, I guess I'm saying I don't really care anymore. I mean, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do exactly what you want to do anyway. So it doesn't matter what I think about things. It's not my place to do that anymore, and that's just a recipe for disaster on YouTube. Because then that means I take ownership of your channel, which I refuse to do. So, and then people say, oh, you know, you supported this, or you supported it, or you came out and said it. I don't do that gig anymore. I don't do that. So it has made 2019 an epic fun year for me precisely because I'm not doing that. There's going to be a lot of travels and adventures ahead. Yes, I'm attracted to coming down to the Southwest in wintertime too. I think that could be epic, good times. You know, you can imagine how comfortable Los Algodones or Mexicali is in wintertime. It probably gets about 70 degrees and delightful.
Right, it's perfect. Yeah.
Delightful. So I'm looking for that. How you doing, Hop Frog? Nice to see you.
So can I ask you this question? You mentioned that it's only fair if I ask you the question.
Go ahead.
Out of the 22,000 subscribers that you have on this channel, right? Or Rosie, or let's just say Rosie O'Kelly, how many of those people are trolls? Just want to ask you, just curious.
I want to say 5%.
5%?
Yeah, I think it's a very low number. It's probably rising.
But how do you know
right
that
now.
though? How can you?
I can tell by the comments that people make.
Right.
And because I don't really ban people out, even the most hateful troll still feels like they have a chance to say and tee off and say what they want to say. As long as they're not tearing up other people on my side chat, doxing people out on other people on the side chat, as long as they're not cursing, and then I can stand any critique and any criticism at all. Okay? I think that's the difference.
Right.
It's probably why Colleen is now viewed as a place where people can come together and comment during live streams and others, because people need that venue to vent. Well, that's not my thing.
Right.
My thing is just, hey, you can say anything you want as long as you're not cursing and tearing people up. I don't, it's fine. Well, I try to engage my chatters in the side chat. So we'll see, but I'm saying the content trumps it all. Like I'm saying, to be able to take people to new places, to have inexpensive dining and show people it's possible down here, to go to the beach, to go to more border towns and experience more Mexican life. Tomorrow in Tijuana should be an interesting day. It's been 10 years since I've been to Tijuana. We'll check it out and see what it's like. That should be interesting content. I may have a better chance of bringing a signal in Tijuana. My Verizon says I should have 4G LTE in Mexico, but the problem is a lot of Mexican towns don't have the infrastructure to support the 4G LTE. So,
well, you can bring some recorded content.
If I can't, I bring recorded. I always do. I'll do a street chooch and all that. So, then off to the ranch. Well, back to Los Algodones, then off to the Rancho. Las Vegas has come up really looking to meet Lions Group. I don't know what D's plans. He did verbalize his plans. Will I see D in Las Vegas? I'm not sure. As I said, his family's home burned, as he announced yesterday, and he has a high degree of responsibilities in life now to step up and be take care of that. Yeah, I'm waiting forward to seeing you, Mr. Z. Any other places Southwest? Here's a question I wanted to ask you. Other places that you'd like to see? You mentioned Mexicali, which is 1 million people.
I hope, yes. There's obviously there's Tecate, where I believe they make the beer. There's Mexicali, which is by the border. I've even heard of a place called Rocky Mount. There's a lot of other border towns. Maybe you guys know that are familiar in the Southwest between. Let's just say between New Mexico and California, there's a lot of border towns, and there's a lot of border towns going all the way down to Texas. So, I'm very interested. Rosie knows that I'm very interested in Mexico. She knows how much I like Mexico. Rosie's never really went into Mexico that much on her channel. She stays in the United States for the most part. So I'm gonna put this up to these guys coming around.
They're really doing a number out here.
But I hope. My goal is, like I said, I'm not trying to tell Rosie what to do or how to run her channel. I just want to see whether I'm with Rosie or not, I want to see new places that she haven't been before. And Mexico is like one of them, even though I know that she doesn't really have an interest in Mexico, but she might like Ensenada.
No, not true. Not true.
As far as
if I get a degree of comfort, I would have no problem in late winter, early winter, putting it in gear and heading across the border to Ensenada down there. I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah.
And then maybe making my way south down the whole Pacific Ocean side of Mexico. I'd have no issue with that at all. That'd be cool. But please don't say I don't like Mexico. I live in a predominantly Mexican area. As you know, I have a high degree of respect for the hardworking nature that 90% of them are. And I love Mexican culture. You can see the Rancho has Mexican travel posters and things. I adore Mexico. I enjoy Mexico very much. I enjoy the warm hospitality of the people.
Right.
So please don't paint that brush that I don't like Mexico, okay?
Well,
you're like a kid in a candy store.
Right.
I've been exposed. You've been on the East Coast. You've been in Chicago. I don't know Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
I do know Assyrians. I know Chaldean Christians now, okay? But you've had a first taste of Mexico.
Right.
And you're like a kid in a candy store.
Right.
But there's more to Mexico than
right.
Nightlife, okay?
Right.
And, you know, to me, I got to be honest since we're being honest today, there's a slight tinge when a lot of people go into Tijuana. Man, there's a slight tinge, and maybe not so slight, of exploitive behavior to the, you know, to especially women in that culture. Does that bother me? Yeah, that does bother me a little bit. Now, do I think that you can't go to a club? No, you go to a club and you have a good time. The girls have to earn a living, but I don't like it when people kind of look down on the, oh, I'm just going down to, you know, to use these people like a rag doll and then move out of it. I hate tourist sex trade to the Philippines.
Right.
To Thailand. I had to give a gal a royal boot on my channel in 2015 that came on and talked about her and her husband participating in those tours to those places. That really turns my stomach in a really major way. Now, you go down and you enjoy a bar or something like that, but to me, that is one tiny planet in a solar system of really cool stuff in Mexico. Well, I'd like to go to a Mexican auto shop that does, you know, tuck and roll upholstery and low jacks the cars and to see that, because you're going to see a lot of that in Tijuana, okay? To see the leather trade and try to find somebody who speaks English and talk to them about how to tool leather. The restaurant scene. So if I like, my experiences have been good in Mexico, so I will say I would be perfectly willing to go into Mexico and just boom right down the coast of Mexico from city to city.
And that's fine. And I've been told by, and
I will do it respectfully.
Yeah.
And I will, if I think that you know that something's not right, I'm going to say it. You know,
I think
I feel like it's one of those cultures like in Thailand that can be heavily exploited in the Philippines, and these are human beings. These are human beings, and I always want to keep that in my mind. Well, no matter what they're doing, there's a reason that they do it, and it's probably rooted in economic necessity. It's a very tough way to live in a lot of places in Mexico.
Two things that I wanted to touch on was about this subject of Mexico that Rosie knows that I'm really interested in. Number one, the girls that I saw in Las Algodones, none of them were forced into anything. It was all voluntary if they wanted to work in that kind of a business. They weren't forced, they weren't owned. It was they had the freedom to do it or not, first of all. Second of all, yes, Rosie was saying, even Rosa, our friend, when we went to San Luis, that people were coming up to them and touching them and being very, and that's just the way it goes in Mexico. If you're a woman and you go to Mexico and you go into a bar, that's what happens, and the police and security don't do nothing about it. They're not going to throw the guys out. They're not going to get arrested. That's just how it is. It's the old school way. It's the way that it used to be before all this whole, you know, feminism came into place. And the other thing about Rosie saying about Tijuana, there's a lot of other things in Tijuana besides the nightlife. Even the MX Kid, a tribe I call Cookies, he's her friend from Vegas, said you can go over there and check out. Isn't there stuff that's for the automotive industry?
I just think there's a lot of things you see over there that fascinate you. There's still a place that does some craft stuff now. A lot of crap they import from China now and sell it, you know, Mexican trinkets and this and that. But, you know, I don't mind the nightlife and things like that. Like I say, for me to go into like a I don't want to. I haven't seen a stripper bar. There wasn't one in Los Algodones, but to go into those places, I mean, I'll do it. I'll have a beer, but it's not. You know, you're a guy and you have different desire.
Right.
You're much younger than and I can understand that. But just understand when I go into those places, it's not. You know.
Right.
You know, enough
well,
said. But there's a lot of things to do down there.
Right.
I'm interested in the foods, and I get a good meal then in Tijuana for a good price. And
I think that there's a lot of things to see and do in Tijuana. It's just that many people don't talk about it because many people have never been down there. There's only a handful of people that are probably watching on your chat now that have been to Tijuana that can talk to us about what to do down there. So I'm excited about it. I think that there's
it's going to be a good trip.
It's
going to be.
I'm very excited about it. So.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure, Johnny Watt. If I'm on the poll as a guest appearance, I'm not sure. He's down in Rosarita. He has a place in Rosarita Beach.
That's what he says, right? Yeah. So, can he recommend any places?
Well, he might write me and put a few things.
Yeah, if you can send Rosie an email.
Johnny Watt, if there's anything you can recommend down in TJ, that would be great. I've already expressed to Marshall my concern is when the sun goes down in Tijuana. Bad stuff can happen over there. It's your responsibility to make sure that I'm safe, okay? And then you keep aware of what's going on there,
right.
Okay? That's all I'm asking you to do. Be street smart, be alert, and
right.
I don't want to be thrown into the back of a van and hustled off into the night of the desert, whatever. Is it going to happen? No, 99% chance not, but you never know. So that's all I'm saying. Otherwise, I'm open to all the experiences down there. I know it's something that you wanted to do. I honor that. That's cool. We're right here anyway. Might as well do it. And
right. Well, I think it's interesting to get a feel for it of what it's like in the daytime and then what it's like in the nighttime. To get both, because I don't know. You hear a lot of things from people, but there's nothing definitive unless I see it, unless I can evaluate it. There's no way that I can make an opinion on it.
Yeah.
So I think it's, I think.
I have no problem in Chihuahua. You'll see many girls over there. It's just that most people are going to leave when it gets towards dusk and sunset. They don't want to be around. But I will tell you that the 4 or 5 blocks that constitute, and probably 8 blocks wide, 4 or 5 blocks deep, are an area that I think is supremely safe.
So.
But you wouldn't do what Border Nomad did and he did. You walk a half a mile out of town and all of a sudden there's wild dogs on the street and you don't know what they're going to do. And you're really out in the Wild West at that.
That's what happened to me in Los Algodones too. When I walked out
in the Wild West.
Exactly.
I feel very comfortable in the traditional tourist area.
Right.
Because I think people deal with you with a high degree of
now with you saying that. In other words, when you say that a lot of people leave Tijuana when the sun goes down, what is that? What are you basing that statement on? What
I've seen in other border towns.
It's not the truth for San Luis or Algodones.
Well, I didn't see any Americans I didn't see any
in San Luis.
Gringos in San Luis.
Does that make
They were probably there, and it doesn't make it anything. I'm not drawing a hasty conclusion. I will bet you though that as it gets closer to 5 and 6 p.m., you will see the town people will start to filter and heavily line up at the border. If I'm wrong, I'll come out and say
that'll be interesting.
I'll come out and I'll say I'm wrong.
Exactly.
That I made a mistake, and I didn't know my head from my A.
That'll be interesting. That's what I want to see. If what you're saying is just true, but that'll be interesting.
I'm sleeping in my van, Aggie. He has his own camper van, as you know.
I can't say anything about Tijuana or anything if I don't experience it. I have to see it and experience it in real life and then make a conclusion on what it's like.
Yeah, and that's fine. I want to do that. So.
But
if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do so. I'm tolerant, but there's certain issues I do stand my ground on and exploitive things.
What does Johnny Watt have to say? Johnny Watt, can you please tell me, is it safe in Tijuana after sunset? Does anybody know? That's a good question. For anybody, we got 242 people watching. Is it safe in Tijuana after sunset?
So let's see.
I'd like to know. Let me see. I really want to know. Has anybody been to Tijuana after night? Johnny
Let's
Watt.
see, what
I'm
year?
very curious to know. That's a very...
Transportation plans here. I'm just. Thank you, HX.
Where's
I'm
Johnny
going
Watt at?
down to. I will probably take the camper van down because he's protective. of
Where's
where
Johnny?
he parks
Has
it.
J.K. No Color been to Tijuana? He's in there.
I'm sure JK's been to Tijuana.
Really?
Before. Yeah.
If you're looking for trouble, it's here. So what does that statement mean? If I'm looking, this
It means if you wanna get into deep dark stuff, they're happy to accommodate down there. Okay. If the word gets out that you're on the streets and you're asking where's this or where that, and if they have any sense that there's the Americans we really don't like coming down to Tijuana, if you're low key, low profile, I think it's fine. If you find another American to talk to, that's fine. But I'm saying. Just be respectful of the local, which you have.
There's
to.
that guy that's spamming your
That's
chat.
Carlos Martinez.
Right.
So.
Johnny Watt. That's not a very. It's be a little more detail oriented. What do you mean? The question is it safe in Tijuana after dark? Yes or no? Anybody know?
Oh, I don't agree. I've taken my I walked right through the thick of the streets with my live stream, and the people were very happy, and they were.
Are my eyes really different colors, Rosie?
No, not the same color.
I don't know why they said they're different
Probably
colors.
the way the light reflects.
Axel Young, have you been to Tijuana? Go find out. Well, just want to know.
Yeah,
if
we'll
anybody-
find out.
We'll find out. It'll be
find out.
interesting. Yeah.
But since I'm willing to do this thing,
Johnny Watt's
I
not
do
being
expect-
definitive. Yeah.
Johnny Watt will probably write me icanmakeitlikenew@gmail.com and
Yeah,
a
give us
couple
some details,
suggestions.
Johnny.
That's fine. I don't
Yeah.
need to. I don't need to put. Let's see, but certain barrios are dangerous. Okay. Let's see. Don't listen to us who have been there a million times. Please go to ASAP. But oh man, I've answered the question about you. Quinny, I didn't. The chat's moving fast, honey. I cannot see every comment on here. I apologize. I didn't.
What
see
does
the
Aggie
comment.
say? What is it? Can I see what he says, Aggie?
Other than wanting to talk to prostitutes, be straight up.
I just want to know: is Tijuana safe after sunset? That's what Rosie mentioned.
He's
She says
probably
no.
heard everything that goes on down there and wants to see it with his own eyes. Would be
Well, hold on,
mine.
there's a lot more comments. It's going so
Don't
fast.
go to- and I'm trying to just want you to help out. Thank you, Sue. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. There's no doubt I'm looking forward to going. There's no doubt in my mind.
I want to see. I want to see.
I'm gonna wear my most dressed down stuff, so don't expect me to, you know.
Well, if Rosie wears those shorts, they're gonna think she's a working girl. They probably think she works for me.
No, I have other shorts in the back and stuff. So
I would wear.
I'm not gonna wear a dress.
You're not gonna wear a dress.
No, heck no. You know, my only dress is all out. You know.
Oh, okay.
Boom, all out the front here. So. Yeah. Let's see. Quinny will understand. I can't see every comment on there. This chat's. I have a very small screen,
Yeah.
and I can only see 2 comments at a time, and the chat's whipping up and down here. Yeah, people are going to approach you to chat. I believe that. So.
Well, we got 248 people watching. I'd like to really, I'd like to really know. What do you guys think about Tijuana? Is it safe? Is it not safe? Recommend any places to go? Food, bars?
Well,
anything
give
like
people a chance to.
well, the chat's look. You got 253 people
Well,
watching.
that's fine, but I'm not here to grill people. They will, if people want to inform me, they can drop me a Gmail.
Right. I just want to know what.
Yeah. Yeah, the chat's flying by. If I had the, if I was ability to institute the slow mode, I would do it, and then I could see the comments.
Barbie
matter.
Penis says Tijuana is not safe for gringos like you. I'm not a gringo. I'm Arabic. I look Spanish. Everybody comes up and talks to me and.
In what way, Kitten Cat? Hey, Joe Smith, how you doing?
Elvis,
I'm
it is
not a
very safe.
badass.
McFly
Hey,
says it's very
Bella
safe.
Rose.
McFly, see McFly?
Yeah, it's very safe. I'll email you. Okay. All right. Thank you, Johnny
All
Rod.
right, Johnny.
All right. That's cool. I appreciate that.
Let's see, I want to hear what people have to say here. Let's see.
Answer time and time again.
Where's Ella Bella from? Where is she from?
Ella Bella, I'm not sure. Hitting the wall, 2:30. Okay, take care. Take care, Mimo. Take care. I agree. I think Survivor hit it. It's as safe as you make it. As safe as you make it. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be okay, Celeste. Okay, thank you, Spanky Ham. I did get your email, and thank you, by the way. Wonderful email, Spanky. I can't wait to get to Cheyenne, or you can come out to the Rancho and have a visit. That would be great. Tip you $1 for every mile you travel into Mexico. I don't think so, Carrie. It's going to be a 10-cent. Let's see.
Let's see.
Thank you. Be a proud trans.
Hey, I agree with Kitten Cat. I agree with Kitten Cat. Why are you trying to hide yourself, Rosie?
I guess based on my experience in Los Algodones and in
that was fun
San
though.
Luis.
Yeah.
Well, they put their hand on your butt and stuff, and
Right.
At what point they drink, and what point might they cross the line and do something worse? So I'm not sure the way I'll be dressed tomorrow. I don't know. Kitten Cat, it's not a profile and courage test. It's just, I don't really care about the nightlife that much, so I'm not looking to.
Somebody left a long comment up there, Rosie. You see that? If you go up.
Yeah, let me see the
What
comment.
did they say?
TJ is not the dangerous border town it's made out to be in the news. You must exercise caution in a foreign country. There are currently no travel advisors. It's as safe as you make it. I would agree.
That's a good comment there. See that?
That's great. Thank you. Perfectly imperfect. Thank you. That's a good comment.
Let's see what else.
What exactly you want to do? For me, Johnny Watt, I like to do street exploration. I like to have a meal, other stuff. I'm not. His question was really specifically addressed. He addressed the question. For me, I just enjoy. There's a touristy part and not touristy. Yeah, that's it, JK. I agree. I don't think Marshall could survive the Tenderloin in San Francisco. It would be many magnitudes.
Mr. Z, why don't you come down to Tijuana, brother? Why don't you come down here?
He's working.
Oh, he's working?
So there we go. The fact that he doesn't understand why you would be cautious and upset. I mean, you being a female and traveling alone isn't recommended in Mexico. I'm not ready. Yeah, I would agree, Carrie. That's safe. I don't care, Jeff T. Rowe. It doesn't move my needle any. I'm not being paid.
You want the tourist area or the real
not
mess?
true, Mud Puddle. That's just a troll comment.
Well, Johnny Watt, why don't
Plenty
you?
of people touch me, Mud Puddle, but you keep
Why don't you come
hiding behind your avatar.
Why don't you come and meet us in Tijuana, and then you can show us around in person, Johnny Watt.
Yeah. All right, Amy. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the chat now, and I want to thank you guys for being on. And I don't know, you better look up the definition of grifter, Rosie. I don't think you understand what grifting is, okay? I bring content, and if I get a tip, I'm appreciative of that. I do more than you ever do on YouTube by a long shot. Anyway, thank you all very much. What YouTube is all about, content, travels, and adventure. Thank you, everybody. Jeff T. Rowe, good to see you in the chat. Ella Bella, nice to see you in here. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Love you guys.